A new wave of high-tech homes is exploding across the world. Homes that float on water.
That thing is huge.
This couple with a grandiose but eco-friendly plan
It's pretty heavy.
risk hell on high water
Just make sure they have good insurance.
as they join the pioneers taking the ultimate plunge to design and build their own incredible floating home. We're in Seattle, Washington, a waterfront city famed for its bustling shoreline and action-packed lakes. And where Michelle Lanker and Bill Bloxom love the outdoor life.
If we spend a lot more time outdoors, we tend to respect it more.
I like a good swim every once in a while and hop in a kayak. Good way to spend a morning.
For their next home together, Bill and Michelle are planning to design and build a waterborne home. A house that floats on water. They want to moor it here at this unique community of aquatic homes on Lake Union's eastern shore. It's just a stone's throw from the city center.
It's great for outdoor recreation. It's a friendly community to live in.
We plan to build an eco float home.
We care about the environment. We want to build a home that is eco as possible.
Floating homes are ideal for those looking to live an eco-friendly lifestyle. Solar panels provide electricity. Geothermal heating units take latent heat from the lake. And green rooftops reduce pollutants in the air and provide a natural source of insulation. Key features for Bill and Michelle's eco-friendly float home include an open-plan concept, using recycled materials, an underwater viewing gallery, and a green roof.
That's a cool little boat out there.
And there's a duck.
Bill and Michelle have chosen this slip to moor their eco-float home. Under shared ownership, slips cost up to $1,325,000 and rarely come onto the market.
We can look out here and see that we've been invaded by the paddle boards.
It's going to be quite fun, quite different for us. I could swim to lunch. I mean, who can say that?
The process of building a float home begins with a design. Gloria Andrade is the architect to go to. She specializes in building green homes and is in high demand.
In the basement, we can create a big window that
We could
becomes
actually
like
see
exactly
what's going
through-
on down there.
Exactly.
We incurred some added expenses, but we end up with an observational portal.
So the fish are going to be watching us.
Yeah.
Gloria's eco-floating home for Bill and Michelle is an epic build on 3 levels. It will be topped with a wave-shaped roof, covered with solar panels to help power the home, and a green roof that will help insulate it. The curved roof will give a lofty feel to the master ensuite bedroom on the upper floor. The room will open out onto a private deck. The middle floor will sit at water level. It will house the day-to-day living areas and open out onto another deck with stunning views across Lake Union. The jewel in the crown is a $150,000 underwater basement. This secret lair will provide additional living and storage space. And a $19,500 customized viewing window for watching marine life. The cost of the build is pushed to over $1 million. Constructing this home will be a huge challenge. Bob Little is the man for the job. He's been in the business of building homes for 30 years.
Being part of such a personal project to Bill and Michelle is very exciting. They're very eco-minded. It's a great standard for us to achieve, and they're going to end up with a really swell place.
Bob's team will be building the Eco House 50 miles northwest of Lake Union at this vast shipyard.
We're doing it here because we have access. Over in Seattle, it'll be in a neighborhood, it'll be tight, and there's no room to work.
First task, build a floating foundation like the hull of a ship. To do this, Bob's team will assemble a hollow box made from sturdy steel bars encased in a waterproof concrete skin. The air inside the solid shell will create an unsinkable platform for the house, complete with bonus floor space within the hull.
This is a big hunk of concrete.
In Seattle, Bob's team is hard at work building Bill and Michelle's trailblazing Eco Float Home. This 3-story giant is packed with unique features, including a wave-shaped statement roof. It's got solar panels and is topped with locally sourced ground cover. On site, the frame of the house has been erected. The siding panels are fixed onto the outside, and the hollow concrete platform is almost complete. Bob's keeping a close eye on the math to ensure the platform will float.
It's a very heavy piece of concrete. The complexity is getting it exactly right. This floor is 12 inches thick, the walls are 10 inches thick. You can't afford when it's going to float to do it wrong.
Bob's biggest design challenge for the basement is the underwater window. It's the weakest point in the build. Any defect could cause the water pressure to shatter the glass, flooding the home with water. The team must install reinforced glass 1 1/4 inches thick, surrounded by a tough metal frame.
It will not come out or in. It's got a stainless steel frame inside and outside, so it's able to withstand the hit of a wave. I'd almost say it's guaranteed.
Another unique design feature of this home is the roof. Traditional floating homes have flat rooftops, which are easier and cheaper to build. But to accommodate this show-stopping wave-shaped roof, Bob had to increase the thickness of the support walls. The walls give the home extra height at one end. The curved shape creates more surface area for solar panels and a living roof, which offers eco-friendly insulation. The roof turf is green sedum. It's a drought-resistant plant that flourishes all year round. Not only does it absorb rainwater, but the 4-inch thick layer also insulates the house during the cold winters. With the roof in place, Bob's next challenge is to construct a feature ceiling inside. He plans to cover it with cedar timber he salvaged from an old houseboat.
You just don't get to use wood like this, so to be able to take it and incorporate it back into the new house is really special.
The team must cut 200 timbers to just the right size to fit the contours of the curved ceiling. The end result? An unbroken tidal wave of timber.
I feel like it's a breath of fresh air. It's so unique and so different. I'll never be sick of looking at this ceiling.
The design has many eco features. The kitchen cabinets are made from sustainable bamboo. So is the open tread stairway. The bathroom sink is made from a special mix of recycled concrete and broken glass.
I just can't even believe that we're gonna actually be in this space living. going to be very cool.
It's one thing to see it on the drawings, but now that we can see it in real life, it is just really satisfying. It's going to look awesome.
The team race to finish the build as autumn approaches. It'll be hard to move these hefty construction materials in and out of the new home when it's moored at Lake Union. So the bigger items are being fitted now. And they want to launch it before stormy winter weather sets in. After 12 months of building work, Bill and Michelle's 200-ton eco-float home is ready to launch into the water and tow to its mooring on Lake Union in Seattle.
I was sleeping okay until about 4 o'clock when I stirred, and then I realized it's launch day.
Bob's team will use this massive moving elevator
Looking perfect, looking good.
to lift the house up, move it to the dockside, then lower it into the water.
This is pretty incredible. That thing is huge.
He's got to be as close as possible.
First task, attach 12 giant straps to the steel cradle underneath the house.
All the slings are lined up now. You ready?
Will the straps be strong enough to take the strain?
Very tight.
Yeah, it's up, it's in the air.
It is elevated.
The house reaches the water's edge,
That's good.
ready for the most dangerous part of the maneuver, the launch. It's vital Bob keeps a close eye on the basement window. If it cracks, the house could flood with water and sink.
How much room do you have to the concrete, you think? That's about what we got.
Now's the test.
Lowering the house into the water without smashing the window into the concrete edge will be challenging.
The window will be completely underwater.
Keep coming down, Tim.
Will the house float or sink to doom?
Good. The houseboat is floating and the cradle is disconnecting from the bottom.
It's floating. Amazing.
So far, so good for the basement window.
There are no signs of leakage.
Yay! High five. Amazing.
Bob's crew must now tow the house 50 miles through ocean waters. Changing tides and strong currents will make this journey an obstacle course through hell. Passing through Chittenden Lock will be a particularly tight squeeze. In charge of the tow is Skipper Magnuson.
Okay, you got lots now.
He's not happy about the underwater window.
There's no safety features. If the window breaks, there's no hatch over it.
If water seeps in en route, the entire house could sink.
Just make sure they have good insurance.
They set sail at high tide, 8 p.m. Deeper, calmer water makes it easier for the tugboat to handle any tricky maneuvers. But no one knows for sure if the house can stand up to such a long journey.
It's not a vessel. It's basically a cereal box sitting in the water.
It takes 12 hours for Captain Magnuson to reach Chittenden Lock. Bill and Michelle have run ahead to watch their dream home inch through.
I'm hoping that the currents in the locks don't wreck it.
The strong currents make guiding the house through the lock a precarious squeeze.
I've been through these locks a lot. I've never seen this.
Finally, the house makes it to Lake Union.
She looks so nice.
The crew must now use the tugboat to nudge Bill and Michelle's house into its mooring.
We have two houseboats we're trying to fit between and a dock we're trying to bear up against. We don't want to come in too fast.
Hey! The tugboat is ramming Bill and Michelle's floating home into the dock. The tug pulls back in the nick of time.
The tug was pushing the houseboat into the dock. No one really expected that. It was a little scary.
Finally, this house is home.
I'll take a splash. Thank you.
Now the real work can begin installing finishes and transforming it into a dream floating eco house. After 3 months' work, Bill and Michelle's innovative eco floating home is finally move-in ready. The roof solar panels and lawn are now ready to enhance Bill and Michelle's energy-efficient lifestyle. Inside, the living space is bright and airy. On the ground level, a massive open-plan area looks out over spectacular views of Lake Union.
Whether it's a sunny sky or a cloudy sky, it doesn't matter. We still have beautiful light all year round.
This living space is made up of 3 connected but distinct zones: dining room, living room, and kitchen. The Eco Kitchen has stunning cabinets made from sustainable bamboo.
The way that it's set up as a galley with one long row of cabinetry and the islands, you can have at least 3 people working in it at the same time.
In a kitchen cupboard, they even have their very own eco-conscious beer tap, cutting down on the use of bottles. Leftover cedar logs are incorporated into this one-of-a-kind coffee table design, the centerpiece of their living room. The living area's floor-to-ceiling glass windows open out onto a deck, perfect for the hot summer evenings. This floating home's awe-inspiring design isn't limited to the ground floor. Upstairs, the lofty master bedroom nestles beneath the wave-shaped cedar ceiling. Next door is Bill and Michelle's luxurious ensuite bathroom, a one-of-a-kind tiled room with a shower and steam room.
It really has a spa-like quality. This is definitely one of my favorite spaces. It's a place of retreat and relaxation.
Down in the basement, Bill and Michelle have made maximum use of the open hull space, complete with the underwater window to gaze at passing marine life.
Probably the most unique and special feature of our floating home.
In the corner of the basement is an ingenious ceiling hatch, which allows bikes in and out of the house. "18 months after deciding to take the plunge and build a floating home from scratch, Bill and Michelle have a spectacular and unique eco-floating home.
We have successfully combined both a wonderful gathering space that we can celebrate with friends, as well as a peaceful, private space that we can enjoy the quiet of the lake simultaneously.